Hello everyone, welcome back to Learn Then Code, powered by Newton School. I hope you all are doing great. So in this video, we are going to talk about AWS Solution Architect Professional Exam. So I recently cracked it and I thought to share my experience and some useful tips which helped me during that exam, and I hope it will be helpful to you as well. So without any further ado, let's get started. So here we are. This is the official AWS website for AWS Solution Architect Professional Exam, and you can find all the information about this exam here. Let's start with the overview of what this certification is all about and what is the cost and number of questions and the length of this exam. So as we can see here, this is a professional level exam, and the length of this exam is 180 minutes and the cost is 300 USD. And there will be 75 questions, either multiple choice or multiple response. Now let's talk about the main question, which is who should take this exam. So this exam is intended for folks who have experience of around 2 or more years, and they have experience implementing AWS services with best practices, and they have the ability to evaluate cloud application requirements and make architectural recommendations for implementation and provisioning applications on AWS. So if you have the hands-on experience designing and deploying the cloud architecture on AWS and have 2 or more years of experience, then you should definitely aim for this exam. This exam basically requires advanced level knowledge and understanding of AWS resources with implementation and hands-on practice on the designing and architecting the solutions on AWS platform. Next is, what does it take to earn this certification? See, you will have 2 types of questions in this exam. One is the multiple response and the other is multiple choice. I recently took this exam, and I can tell you that you really need deep understanding of different AWS services to crack this exam, because in multiple choice questions you would have 4 options and you would have to choose one, and there will be 2 options which will be very identical to each other, and there will be only one word difference between them, and you really need to understand what this question is asking to implement, and you have to recall all the best practices and then take your call which option should be the correct one. So I would highly suggest you to understand and learn about the best practices of implementing AWS services. Next is the preparation. So to prepare for this exam, AWS provides a lot of resources which you can utilize. For example, this exam preparation guide, or exam preparation through skill builder platform, and trainings and white papers. I would highly recommend you to read through the white papers and the FAQs of AWS resources, because they provide you a lot of information and knowledge about why you should go for a particular service in a given scenario rather than the other one. Now let me share some of the useful tips which helped me to crack the exam, and which I hope help you as well. So let's go through them. So these are some of the useful tips based on my own experience while preparing for this exam, and the resources which I used. So first is the hands-on labs. I think this goes without saying, and I think hands-on experience is absolutely required for this advanced level certification. Next is the any good course available on Udemy or WizLabs, Cloud Academy, etc. So I used Cloud Academy course, and I think that was great. That course helped me to understand the details and learn about the AWS services, their disaster recovery plans, and their HA design, and their backup and recovery strategies. So that course was really helpful. There are many other courses available on Udemy and WizLabs which you can take a look. I will share links of those resources in the description below. Please note that I am only sharing to help you out. These are not paid promotions or anything. Next is the mock test series. This is something that is absolutely required to crack the exam. You can take any good test series from WizLabs or again Udemy or any other platform platform. I use the WizLabs Essay Professional Practice Test Series. Make sure to read through the answers and detailed explanation, because that is the only way that you can understand the details and understand why one option was correct and the other was wrong. Next is the FAQs and white papers. As I said earlier, that these two things are extremely important, because as we say on this channel, that always go for the reliable resources rather than going all over the place. So AWS is the best reliable source that you can go for. So I would highly suggest you to go through the FAQ and the white papers. Next is to learn about the best practices to implement AWS services. See, AWS has 200 plus services, right? And it is difficult to learn about all the services, and it is difficult to get hands-on experience on each and every service. So at least I would suggest you to go through their best practices and understand how to implement those services in the best recommended way. And for example, IAM and AWS organization and security best practices. So these are some important services that are required in most of the scenarios. Now, lastly, I would say that practice time and focus management. This is crucial to crack the exam. Even if you have all the knowledge, all the experience with implementing solutions on AWS platform, but if you're not good with time and focus management, then I think it would be difficult to crack the exam. So why I said focus management, first of all, because you have to remain active and you have to remain focused throughout the exam duration. So make sure you practice time and focus management. You have to practice your time management in such a way that you, at the end of the exam, you still have around half an hour to at least review and go through all your questions and see if there is anything that you would like to change, or go through the questions again and see if you're not sure about this answer, then maybe you would like to give it another go. So time and focus management is extremely important, and this you should practice while you are preparing for the exam. As I said on the third point, that mock test series, these practice test series basically helps you in both the things, time and focus management. Take at least one exam in a day and make sure that you are focused throughout the 3 hours and how your performance is. Lastly, I've added the full stack development course link provided by Newton School in the description below. So if you're interested in learning web development, then do check out that link. So that was all for this video. I hope you liked it and you found it helpful. For more such videos, do follow Learn That Code. Thank you.